Hey, yo, what's good, man? It's your host, Cleve. Welcome to the Third Coast Podcast with my man,
Joe. What it do, Gators?
What it do, man? It's your host, Cleve. Third Coast Podcast. Third Coast Podcast.
Joe, what it do, Gators? Joe, what it do, Gators? Oh, and we are back.
Welcome back.
We survived New Orleans and Hell Yes Fest. We'll dive right into it. I just want to say big shout out to Chris True and all the comedians that was a part of making that successful for us for our second live show in New Orleans this year. So, and big shout out to you, Cleve, for making the journey very fast and efficient and fluent. And
Oh yeah, man. The trip there and back was pretty lovely. It wasn't no trouble, no complications. Everything went smooth.
yeah.
It's like I want to say, I think I mentioned it on. I was like, the total round trip there and back was quicker than it took us just to get there the first time.
Yeah, so yeah, that's great. It's nice when you have a decent travel, to the event. And then big shout out to the Drifter Hotel that we stayed in. It was a great place. Nice heated saltwater pool. That was nice, but it didn't feel good when I got out that motherfucker though. At 2 in the morning?
Yeah, shit was like 60 degrees that night. It was like 62. It was like cool enough, so it wasn't nobody out at the pool, but you dove in that motherfucker though.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was fun. So I know if y'all haven't checked it out yet, jump on YouTube at Third Coast Podcast Productions and check out 215 Hell Yes Fest. It was a great time. We did about, the only thing that kind of upset, let the listeners know, if you look at the video, it cuts to the audio on the P4 because I yell, like, hey, man, make sure you turn on that button. Hit the red button or some shit like that.
Right.
And that's when, I forget old dude's name, he went and got it and set it up and got it rolling. But for, like, the technical side, like the recording and the audio, I think it turned out really well. The only disappointing thing is I wasn't able to tweak the camera just a hair to the left. And I mean, that ain't nothing that, we could do. We don't have a camera guy, so we just go with that angle.
Right.
But it wasn't too bad if it was too, relaxed.
Well, I mean, in a critiquing form, like I get it, but overall, like just the presence, even the crowd was giving good energy. Like it was an overall good performance.
Oh, yeah.
But I have a question.
Yes.
What was the most exciting part of the trip for you?
The most exciting part? I don't know. One of my favorite things and most exciting part, I guess, was that time when we went to that brewery, that German brewery, out of nowhere, just wandering around. And we stumbled upon it, and we got the gold birch or some bullshit.
Yeah, the golden lager.
It was delicious. It was one of the best, and I've never had a German light beer because that's basically what it was.
Yeah, that was when we first got there. It's like we found parking, we got out, we checked out the sidewalk. I took some pictures, and then I think we were waiting maybe like an hour or so.
Yeah, before our set.
Yeah, before our set. So like we had brought everything in, set up.
Ain't that cool to say though? Like before our set, it still gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah, it was definitely some BGs on the stage, and come to find out it was both. Just so you know, but going back into, like our journey down the block, because there was that one restaurant that we had met. Shout out Charlie. Shout out Kennedy.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what the restaurant name was, but
yeah, they had fried pickles.
You ain't never had fried, and they had fried jalapenos in there,
yeah, and
too.
the fried jalapenos. No, I've had them before. It's like I know how to make them. Like I just make them with the batter.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like those were pretty nice. And then that brewery, yeah, Gordon Birch, I think it is.
I think so. And it had actually, when I was looking it up, it had actually got some bad reviews, but we had great service down there, and that pizza was like
Yeah, that
spot
pizza
on.
was spot on. Yeah.
I think that was the most exciting part is like everything went well. You know, we had just an overall good time. You know, we just
We got
kind
on
of
stage,
chilled. You
hung
know,
out with some New Yorkers and some.
that was crazy. I didn't know like Victoria Banner was from Canada. You know, we and
Hung out with a Canadian.
we didn't when we went into let the listeners know when we went into this set we did in New Orleans. We did not know none of these people. We didn't know where
We didn't know where they were from.
Didn't know because comedians are like they're like hidden. You know, they hide away and then
Comedians
I'm here
are,
now.
Yeah, comedians are like traveling jesters, I believe. Like, you know, they just wear the face, they blend into the crowd, you know, and then they just get on stage and then they just open up personality.
Yeah, and I mean, it was fun, but it was just like there was 100 questions I could ask if I wasn't, you know, like
Starstruck.
like the trying to process everything in one thing. And then that was our first show
Yeah,
that me and you
like,
done.
yeah, and that
And that
stage,
stage,
like,
I had to put my hat down.
I
like,
had
real
no
low.
hat. So
Yeah,
I
it
was like trying to
blinding.
like divert my eyes and I had no shade. So it's like I'm on crackhead mode.
So it was so in the lighting in that too is like you got spotlight right in the middle blinding me and Cleve, and then our guests are kind of in the dark, you know.
But
But
they're under two colored spotlights.
I was able to go into the video and brighten up them like segments and stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy what technology can do.
And it's only advancing further and further.
Skynet's coming. I couldn't help it.
Nah, it's just waiting.
And then that's something too is I wish there was a way that I could have got a sound pad on that table where I could do sound pads during the live event. So maybe you can buy one that's portable. I think like a sound pad, ain't that like you can get a 6-button channel one, right?
Yeah, it's 6 buttons and 8.
Maybe get a aux cord, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know in the future.
yeah, it'll be
Green
definitely.
screen in the future.
We need to get a dry erase board and write this stuff down.
We have a dry erase board. It's right there, but it's got free merch stuff on it. But yeah, that we do, and we don't even have pencil and paper right now either.
But we have the pad.
Yes, and got some cool stuff lined up for this week's show. We got an artist of the week. We got some information about some icebergs breaking apart. Got some information about possible UFOs the military is handling, and
Trafficking.
some
I'm sorry. Just had to throw that in there. But yeah, before I cut you off, if I could talk about my favorite part of New Orleans on that trip was probably the walk down Bourbon.
Oh, the late night.
Yeah, the late night.
That was after we
That was after the show.
the comedy show.
Like we had went back to the room, freshened up, got changed,
Oh,
left the car.
we had
The Uber driver.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, left out the Uber part, bro. It's like
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, the Ubers were good too and great. I mean, it wasn't.
it wasn't awkward. It was good attitude. You know, it's like first guy that had the guy that brought us there was from Mississippi, and it's like he was just like in New Orleans, like I guess for that week before he had went back for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he said that he came to New Orleans because COVID shut down his restaurant or some shit, and he moved to New Orleans and just started Ubering people, I guess, and
Yeah.
making good money.
Yeah, I gave him a tip too, and just like once we got down there, we started walking. Man, what was that bar that we stopped at? We got those hand grenades because that was the highlight for me. Because like once
That's
we got
when
those,
we saw Kyle. That
Yeah,
big
we
shout
saw
out to Kyle. I think it's the Isle of Capri.
Okay,
If I might be wrong, but I think that's what it was. And I didn't know Kyle would be working that night. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he'd be down there. And we got down. You know, we just walking and chilling. And
but yeah, that was definitely probably like my favorite part of
You-
that entire.
just tossing, doing all the different tricks. He can do that with like fifths of bottles and stuff. All the bar tricks. It's pretty
Right.
dope. He should do some video recording of doing when
Yeah,
he's
next
working
time. Yeah, next time. I was there, but I wasn't expecting him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't either. It was
Nuh-uh.
like you had spotted him first, so.
Yeah, you see me walk right up in there.
Yeah, he was at Fed.
Yeah,
Okay.
he ran the Uncle Tiki's bar at Fed.
Okay.
It's crazy though when we're down in New Orleans getting pat down to go in
Oh
bars.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
shout
that
out
was,
to the Cholo bar in New Orleans that gave me some watery ass 1800. I know y'all probably ain't never gonna listen to this podcast, but y'all got a gringo. Y'all really did. Y'all got a gringo
Yeah, I
for
got
my
your boy
dinero.
that night.
Mucho agua and the tequila, no bueno. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like,
ran them pockets that night, boy, with that tab too.
two Dos Equis and a watered down tequila shot, $33, dude.
Never again.
The last beer bought on bourbon that night. But it was cool though. At the end of bourbon, we stumbled upon the tarot card reader lady and the that old fucking
Yeah, it was like
ancient
an old.
house.
Yeah, it was like an old abandoned house that was allegedly haunted. We had went in there and like the stove was lit, had like candles lit and stuff, dim lighting. It's like, oh, if you go in the bathroom, the light's supposed to flicker on and off. Just to give a theme, I guess, a theatric to the element of I guess per se the experience. But then it's like if you would like to give a grand donation, because you got to slip that in there. You're able to give a grand donation, but we just went with the free trial and.
It was interesting. That was the first time I ever had my
Your cards read?
my cards read, and then you had your pass read, right? And
Yeah, I
the
had
tarot cards.
Yeah, I had my pass read. Apparently, I was romantic in my past. Now I'm an asshole.
We're gonna have so many people
Yeah.
unsubscribe to the show because of this fucking button. Oh, I got some heaters, dude, on the reserve too this week. That's one thing I told myself is that I'm gonna bring the sound pad heavy every week again, like I used to. I have a big folder. Why not? But that's beside the point, though.
Yeah, gotta organize that, man.
We didn't discuss me walking down Bourbon and everybody saying when I was wearing the Wu-Tang shirt.
Oh, yeah,
everybody's
man, like-
Wu-Tang forever.
Yeah, everybody was saying woo. Like it had a guy on the balcony. It was probably like the fourth guy that had spotted you out, but I forget what intersection. But that was when we had the hand grenades and it
Yeah.
had the guy up, like in the upper right. He was like Wu Tang. He went to look around. He was like Wu Tang. He was like woo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
good
was
times,
it was
man.
wild though. Just people out of nowhere. Just
It was packed too, though. Like man.
oh, and the dude that walked by me and tried to sell me coke too.
Yeah, and it had three boppers trying to holler, and I just kept
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah, it's definitely you got to be on your toes for sure. Because if you ain't on your toes,
Yeah, you get
They gonna
played for
get
a
you.
simp.
but we accomplished. We had fun. And, we drank drinks, but we actually did the responsible thing. We Ubered around town. Like we ended up at some random bar, and then we Ubered from there to what?
No, it wasn't some random. Was it D-Max?
No, it wasn't. No, we Ubered to D-Max.
We Ubered to D-Max.
And then we walked to Melvin's after D-Max and got food. Yeah, we Ubered for some random ass bar. I have a picture of it in my phone, but
Yeah,
of
I
course it's
forgot about
recording,
that other
but-
Uber.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was in the midst of the case. What I was getting out of bourbon.
yeah, and we went to D-Max and we
Yeah,
shut
we
D-Max
walked-
down.
yeah.
I forget what band was playing, but they, that's cool though to go and support a place at the end of the night that supported us on our first venture,
Right.
and it was just like.
Yeah, it had a lot of nostalgia to that place. Like going in there, just feeling the vibes and the atmosphere, seeing the bands play on stage. Hey, if the bar was open, I'd order some food.
Yeah, the only thing they
But yeah,
had
it
was
was late.
brews.
Yeah, all they had was the brewski. So yeah,
Make sure to carry cash too for that experience.
Yeah, like most people don't carry cash. Like I carry a little bit. Like
Oh yeah, now I do too.
yeah, I carry a little bit on the street, but I ain't about to have nothing over 100. I ain't no dummy. Like You know, some people like to shop. I could get that, but you know, your limit should be 100, if not two, if you're shopping. But if you're like just casually walking around, get some drinks, I mean, $50 should be enough to spot something. You know, unless you're just planning on like getting, you know, belligerent or wasted, you know, slap face drunk. So, but yeah, like we did the like you said, we did the responsible thing, Ubered around. Like once we had went the Uber back was a guy from New Orleans. You know, we ended up riding a Charger.
Yeah. For sure, for sure.
Yeah, Joe rode in the back. Like we had,
For sure, for sure.
yeah, we had talked about it on the way there back. I had asked him at one point in the house, like, Joe, why you riding the back seat? He's like, man, you know, in case something go down. I was like, so I gotta warm him up in the passenger seat. You know, make that good eye contact, right? He's like, get Gator a piano wire.
I mean, and that's crazy too, is all the vehicles we rode into and Ubers were fucking nice. And you could order like luxury vehicles to drive you around to New Orleans on Uber. You could spend $100 and get a black SUV come pick you up and drop you off place. You know how much flex that would be though?
Yeah, we might have to do that next time, like next show, you know, because I'm pretty sure there'll be more shows in 2024. We just, you know, all of that's pending.
We do have, you know, my biggest, like, what's your biggest thing you thought you could have done better at New Orleans? I know mine, because I fucked up, like, right in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I felt I could have, I felt that a lot of my presence wasn't there. Because like I didn't have no clue who the people were. I had no background, just to kind of like pull and draw off of like face value. Man, I suck at that shit. It's like, you know, it's like some people have a good eye to read people to kind of know like what type of person they are. Just like off top, like for example, Keenan, Quamaine, you know, like just to name a few people. But even you, Kobai, you know, but going on forward, just. I guess, you know, I could have asked more questions for sure. And I felt like I could have conversed more to kind of like relax a little bit. Because, I mean, I did notice that the comedians, their style of stage presence is to feed off of what the person gives them. And I felt that I could have gave a little bit more. But what about you? It's like, what you think your setback was?
Well, it was a miss. I was so nervous, you know what I'm saying? Real worked up. And, I mean, it was just, I said the Krampus cleanup wrong. I said October the 9th, where it's December the 9th, next weekend, next Saturday. Big shout out. But I realized it after I said it, and I was like trying to collect myself there for a second, but I just hate that I fucked that up.
The
you know?
date of the event.
And that was just because it was just like, it was so nerve-wracking. I told Chuck about it. I talked to him. He said, man, that ain't no problem. He said, it's part of show business. And I was like, yeah, but that was, you know, I felt like I could have just improperly shouted y'all out. And I felt bad about that, if that makes sense.
Nah, it makes sense, bro. Like, but don't beat yourself up about it. Like, in context, you know, it's an upcoming event. So,
yeah,
you know, it was...
So it's this Saturday, the 9th.
Yeah.
not October the 9th.
Yeah, it's this coming 9th of December.
And
it's already December.
Yeah,
The end of the year.
Let's talk about our year wrap up for Spotify, who paid us a big whopping, drum roll please, $17.96 this year. Thank you so much.
A big whoop.
We can shut down going to work. We about to do this for a career. Nah, but we did reach 25 different countries, which that's very impressive.
Algeria was one of those countries, which I was surprised by.
And then what was Morocco one of them
Morocco
too?
was another country.
And Ireland were our top three countries with new subscribers, which is great. 114 subscribers on YouTube, 180 on Spotify. We have 1.5K on Facebook, over 300 on TikTok and Instagram, and you can find us at 5,000 W's.ThirdCoastPodcast.com on all major streaming platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Oh.
And not to forget, every time I just think about it, man, we're number 4 in the state of Louisiana.
Have you had to say number 4?
We number 4 in the state.
Number 4. Is that too loud? My bad. I'm clipping. I'm sorry.
Nah, man.
I'm excited. It's nice to be in our environment again. Being on that stage in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's out of my element. Yeah, it's a lot, but it is a part of showbiz, and you got to put on the show, and the show goes on.
But number 4, we're the number 4 most interesting and most liked podcast that comes out of the state of Louisiana.
And that's like over 1,000 podcasts in the state.
And we're 4?
Yeah, we're
That's
number 4.
Wild. That's wild. I mean, we've put in the work. We interview a whole bunch of local, like Mitch, David Bosnick, and we got Alexandria. I think Mitch is from up north, like not Baton Rouge, Monroe. Chris True, New Orleans. And then we interviewed all them people from all over the place: Los Angeles, New York, Micah from Miami, Canada, Arizona. Shout out D. Carter in Arizona. We have shout out Annie Francisco in Ville Platte. We had 39 guests on this year. 39 guests. That is
and many
wild.
more hopefully to come if y'all check us out. Make sure to check out that YouTube too. It's like I'm gonna get with you later on, like how to connect some of the old links that I have to some of my music, because I've been wanting to put that up there just so we can have some YouTube shorts.
All right. Yeah, the YouTube shorts, we're definitely going. I know we took a little bit of a hiatus, which was 1 week extra.
Right, that pie slap. I still feel that pie slap, So.
Oh, yeah. Big shout out to the colonists, Europeans, for coming and spreading diseases all over North America and stabbing the native brothers in the back. And now we have turkeys and parades. Is that too deep?
Yeah, it sounds like you're getting ready for the parade right now back there.
No, I'm playing. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I heard the truck.
Yeah, you was getting mad when you said parade. You got excited.
No, Thanksgiving is a good time to gather. I did. Did you see the big pot that I got from my dad? I sent a picture of it. I made a turkey gumbo
I
this
saw
Thanksgiving. And I was really impressed. I boiled a 11-pound turkey.
Hey, you ain't put no filter on that picture, did you? Because that shit look good as fuck.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm fucking with you, bro. Some people do that shit. Like
to make their food look better?
Yeah, to make their food look better. Like, this is what I'm eating today. It's like, you fucking foodie.
You can add the seasoning with the filter now. And then it'd be hologram food, like plankton served. Uh-oh. Yeah, my Thanksgiving was great though. I actually cooked for the kids this time and didn't do no traveling, just hung out and did family. How was your Thanksgiving, bro?
Yeah, Thanksgiving was nice. I actually had 2 Thanksgivings. The first Thanksgiving I had at my parents, sat, ate with my mom, talked with her for a little bit, talked with my dad for a bit, just did like parents thing. And then the next day went over to my brother JP house. Him and his wife, they had cooked. It was a small gathering. It was just like, immediate family and stuff. It was a little bit different this year. They dealt with the loss, but I'm not going to get into that, but the whole highlight of just the family being there and, the kids was there as well. Like my daughter was there with me and, she had fun with the girls and just hanging out, stayed the night, playing overnight and shut things down pretty early, because they was getting ready to wrap it up. They had some things to do the next day, but my Thanksgiving overall I had no complaints, It's like perfect setting.
Did you have any apple pie?
I had sweet potato pie.
Oh, I was just wondering. I didn't have
Yeah, I
no
had
apple
sweet
pie
potato
this
pie,
year. I'm
banana
upset.
pudding.
Oh, you had fucking banana pudding?
Man, this shit was busting. It had like some fucking like had some yams with the marshmallows on the top of them.
Oh yeah.
Fucking, of course, turkey. He was thinking about cooking a brisket, but he was thinking like, oh, I don't want to be eating all these leftovers. But man, I don't know. They cleaned everything out. Like everybody ate. Like they had people calling. It was like, man, I ain't got nothing left. But they had their plates for the next day. But that was all. That was it. So yeah, it was a successful turnout. It's like no leftovers.
Oh, that's always good.
Yeah, the
Man.
kids ate and the grown folks ate. So yeah, it was just good. It's always good hanging out with my family because it was rough growing up. It's like we always
Oh yeah,
bring
I've
that
heard
up.
stories.
Yeah, like me and JP fought the most, but like me and Grover, we fought some. Joy, she was like a big brother to all of us, but she fought mostly Grover and JP. But at the end of the day, it's like being grown now, having our own lives, separate homes and separate lives. It's like we can come back and laugh and play board games like the old days.
I was playing
Or cards.
Speaking of board games, me and the kids were playing What Do You Mean last night. Have you ever played that board game?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't.
So it's a board game where you have like a meme like on the internet like
Oh, what do you
like
mean?
yeah, meme. So it'd be like that squirrel maybe or it'd be just any of the popular memes
Yeah.
and then you'll get to choose from a deck of cards and you get 7 cards and it has all these different sayings and you try to match it to whoever pulls and picks their meme of choice to make them laugh. And some of it's just wild.
I played a game similar to that called Headband. It's like you put the card on your head and the people have to like make charades to try to get you to guess like what the card is, but you have to ask questions.
I don't know, board game. I don't know. The worst board game of all time to me is Monopoly.
Really?
Fuck yeah. You know how many fights I've gotten into because of fucking Monopoly? Like, you will sell somebody else's property that I try to buy and you wouldn't buy it, then you sell it to them, and then now I
Man,
land
but
on their
that's
shit.
Monopoly.
I won't flip that motherfucker, dude. Look, it's making me look. I'm mad thinking about it. That's look like I want to flip
the
this
whole
table.
thing. Monopoly is
WWE,
economy
bitch.
driven. I love Monopoly. It takes like when you got people that know how to fuck over you in Monopoly,
Oh,
it
yeah.
takes a long time to win at Monopoly because you got to try to bankrupt
And then
everybody.
you could be sitting there for fucking hours, like fucking hours. Just
You land
fucking,
on somebody's property, you paying rent. Don't land on boardwalk.
and then you're trying to bargain with them, like, okay, you can take this property, all my money, and do you want this utility? And they'd be like, yeah, I take that. And
Yeah, they'll
then
buy
like,
your train station.
you'll be broke, no money, and then you land on their property again, and you lose after 4 hours. And
Yeah,
then
I
they
always
look
bought
at you.
the train stations, the light blue ones and the green ones, like North Carolina, like catch you coming around the block going to jail. Yeah, like catch you on North Carolina. That's the little green block, like right down from Park Ave and
Yeah.
Boardwalk. But yeah, like I love Monopoly. But what's your favorite card game? Like we play Uno a lot.
Oh, well, my daughter loves Uno. My favorite card game to play is Spades.
Spades.
Yeah. Personally, Spades. And that can get real bad real fast, too. If you play with the right people. You let you call a bad book and you all, like, I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, people arguing.
They want to
Spades.
fight. Like,
People
I called a
arguing
bad book
poker
one
too.
time. My partner wanted to beat me up because I called a bad book.
Man, I like blackjack though.
Uh,
Yeah, I like blackjack. I like blackjack. I like 3-card poker, and I like spades. But yeah, spades leads to arguing, so I stay away from spades.
I do like 2-person solitaire. It's something I
Oh, yeah.
learned how to play from a prisoner when I was a correctional officer.
Yeah.
And I seen him playing with another dude, and I just watched, and I learned how to play it. And it's real fun to play if you play with somebody else. You just play with one deck of cards, and it's like playing solitaire with.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
just like playing solitaire solo, but you each draw a card like
Yeah.
each go.
it's real fun. But this is a good time for break.
Break.
And we are back from our break. Cleve, I want to tell you a little something about a UFO that was sighted.
More UFO encounters, you said?
Yes, historically, the military has been very secretive when it comes to UFOs, but with the pressure from Congress in recent years, they reveal more information about strange sightings in the sky. However, this week, when a National Museum of U.S. Air Force posted pictures of a flying saucer being loaded onto cargo plane, many followers were shocked. It turns out that the saucer is not all otherworldly. La 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 la. The photos were taken at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Iowa.
Ohio?
Ohio.
Yeah.
Just showed a V-79 Aero car, a craft made by Aero Canada for the Air Force in the late 1950s. The military was seeking a supersonic aircraft that could take off and land vertically. Aero had been working on something similar, and that evolved into two prototypes of a saucer-shaped craft for the Air Force that was intended to have a maximum speed of 300 miles per hour. Jesus Christ. I'm going to stop right there for a second. 300 miles per hour? And the idea that this was hid back in the day, that's probably what fueled the speculation, because they were testing this thing and people saw it. And that's probably what led to the tabloids that the
So
U.S. had saucer. They were
just a jet.
Yeah, it was just really, they were just testing this shit. According to official Army training documents, the craft was powered by 3 Continental J69 turbojet vertical engines.
Yeah, vertical takeoff and landing of VTOL.
The air intakes from the engine were in the center, while they focused, the ring control was located around the bottom edge. The body of the saucer was designed for aerodynamic lift and forward flight. Unfortunately, the craft never lived up to its expectations, and in 1961, the project was canceled after millions
of dollars had been put into it. Of course. All your hard-earned tax dollars. I think they did a model variant on GTA. It's called the F-160 Raiju. But it's a black jet. It looks like the SR-71, but with the body of a F-15 fighter.
Yeah.
So, it's like very triangular shaped around the edges and whatnot, like V-tip wings. But that's interesting.
Millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars down the tube.
And it's not shocking at all. At all. Millions of dollars just magically, fuck these taxpayer dollars. All right, one of the 2 prototypes of the VZ9 was on public display outside for years, deteriorating it, but it was sent to U.S. Army Transportation Museum in Virginia, where it underwent restoration for indoor public viewing. The other prototype spent decades in storage at Washington's D.C.'s Smithsonian Museum, National Air and Space Museum. When did they add that to it? I know it was the Smithsonian, but I didn't know they added the National Air and Space Museum to it. Oh well. It was later put on display in the museums in Virginia, then sent out to loan on the National Museum, U.S. Air Force, arriving in a C-5 cargo plane, seen in recent pictures that are on, they're saying it's a alien aircraft, but it's just some shit they tested way back in the day. probably from some technology that they got from spacecrafts, from aliens, but
You know, it was like a lesser modified variant.
yeah.
It was a failed experiment, which millions of dollars, you know, again, were wasted
Millions.
in the project that was failed.
Shout out to the U.S. taxpayer. At least we appreciate y'all at Third Coast Podcast. So this next little thing, a little bit of information I got for you, Cleve, and the listeners is I was looking up my birthday, and I was just trying to see who was born on my birthday, December 5th. If y'all want to cash at me, it's not playing. But Walt Disney was born on my birthday. Coley McCulkin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and a few other people. But I stumbled upon this little bit of information. The 10 least popular birthdays. Basically meaning these are the least amount of people that are born on this specific day of the year. And oddly enough, the number one is December 25th, Christmas.
I know someone born on December 25th.
And then January 1st, then December 25th.
The 4th?
Yeah. The 4th of July, January 2nd, December 26th, then November the 27th, the 23rd, the 25th, and October the 31st. So them are the least amount of people are born on them days, which a lot of them are holidays, consequently.
Right.
Like, I don't know nobody that celebrates a birthday on the 4th of July. Not off the top of my head.
I wouldn't understand. I don't know.
But September is a busy month for delivering babies and for birthday cakes, parties, hats, blah, 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 blah. 9 of the 10 most popular birthdays are in September. There's not, only not in September, July 7th, just 3 days after Independence Day. For those struggling to do math, 9 months before the popular September birthdays are a slew of December birthday dates, including December 25th. The most popular birthdays where the most people are born is September 9th, the 19th, the 12th, the 17th, the 10th, then July the 7th, then it's September the 20th, the 15th, the 16th, the 18th.
Jeez, okay. So what holiday? All right, so when is Valentine's Day?
Christmas.
So during Christmas.
Thank 9 months.
Yeah, so January,
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September.
yeah,
October.
Christmas. People packaging
It's
giving
it's Valentine. It's Valentine's Day. My bad. It's not Christmas. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, between Christmas and Valentine's,
Valentine's Day.
There's some gifts there. So yeah, somebody leaving the gift in the oven.
Yeah. No, there's just some weird. That's just a weird thing. Like
You just got to think about
nine out of the 10
Yeah, I think
people
I'm
are
thinking
born
New
in
Year's.
September. Basically.
Yeah, I'm thinking around New Year's or something. Yeah, New Year's, Christmas area. Yeah, that's.
And speaking of that, make sure that y'all, if you're out there and wear protection, be safe. Or you be having one of Bambino's on
I was about
dates.
to say, yeah, got 4 of the things in the house. But moving into some other news, the world's largest iceberg breaks free, head towards the Southern Ocean. On November 24th, the world's largest iceberg is on the move for the first time in more than 3 decades. Scientists said this on Friday. At almost 4,000 square kilometers or 1,500 square miles for the American viewers out there, the Antarctic iceberg called A23A is roughly 3 times the size of New York City, which is massive. Since calving off West Antarctica's Filchner-Ronne ice shelf in 1986, the iceberg, which once hosted a Soviet research station, has largely been stranded after its base. became stuck on the floor of the Weddell Sea. Not anymore. Recent satellite images revealed that the berg, weighing nearly a trillion metric tons, is now drifting quickly past the northern tip of the Antarctic Peninsula. Aided by strong winds and currents, it's rare to see an iceberg of this size on the move, said British Antarctic Survey glaciologist Oliver Marsh. So scientists will be watching this trajectory closely. As it gains steam, the colossal berg is likely to be launched into the Antarctic circumpolar current. This will funnel it towards the Southern Ocean on a path known as the Iceberg Alley, where others of its kind can be found bobbling in dark waters. While the berg is making a run for it now remains to be seen. Over time, it's probably just thinned slightly and got that little bit of extra buoyancy that's allowed to lift off the ocean floor to get pushed by ocean currents, said Marsh. A23A is also among the world's oldest icebergs. Antarctica's wildlife. Millions of seals, penguins, and seabirds breed on the island and forage in the surrounding waters. Behemoth A23A could cut off such access. Oh, shit. It's beginning.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's beginning.
Oh.
Yeah, once the path gets blocked off, it ain't no more breeding, and it'll take about 7 years.
It's because the lizard people dug too deep and breaking off icebergs into the ocean. Now, there's so many different aspects people are throwing at stuff. Is it nature? Is it the natural rotation? Is it man-made? Are we destroying the planet? But
I think it's a little bit of everything.
I mean, at one point in time, the Earth was covered in magma. You know what I'm saying? Melted fucking rock floating through, the galaxy.
You're talking early.
Yeah, but it still was a stage.
Right. But I mean, for this mass,
not a comfortable stage, obviously, for humans, but it was a stage of the Earth, and it's like dinosaurs walked on this bitch.
But 1,500 square miles.
That's a big ass. The stuff could live on it as it floats through the ocean. That's from New
Orleans to the other side of New Mexico, damn near. It's halfway through New Mexico. That's a big chunk of ice, and just
the steady rise of seawater.
Yeah, it's almost like the butterfly effect, because once it moves north and it blocks that path off, and then just at the rate, if we keep polluting I don't know, we don't know what the future holds,
Yeah, but
it is going to cause
it ain't no telling what's in that permafrost too, that's unmelting and stuff. Different microbacterias and enzymes and
COVID modified.
You said the C word.
Yeah, it's the C word. It's on the board. But should we talk about a little bit of music? About the artist of the week?
Yeah, let's go ahead and finish up 216. Make sure y'all check out Third Coast Podcast on 5000ws.thirdcoastpodcast.com on all major streaming platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and iHeartRadio, Spotify. And big shout out to the Krampus Cleanup and Gumbo Cook-Off on the 9th, which is next Saturday. Make sure you come out. We're going to be doing some interviews. We have 6 interviews lined up for the event. And come donate some toys and eat some gumbo and hang out, because it's gonna be some fun times.
Definitely. Artist of the week is Hex Callie, a psychic medium born raised in the Bayou. She calls her music apocalyptic pop music, spelling music with a K. Hex Callie commented on the upcoming release. Music has a special frame in my soul. Being a clairaudient channel, I am able to pick up frequencies, and my music has spiritual and metaphysical undertones. Check out this exclusive of It Is Written, and be on the lookout for her first official release, Crone, available on all major streaming platforms December the 8th.
Shit. Yeah, big shout out.
Big shout out.
I guess I dive my words of wisdom for this episode, this week, this day and time. What's today's date, Cleve? It's the 3rd?
Yeah, today is December 3rd.
December the 3rd. My words of wisdom on December 3rd, 2013 is be yourself. Be yourself even though whatever, just always be yourself. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, you always got yourself. And if you can love yourself, be yourself. Love yourself, be yourself. Words of wisdom.
Yeah, more of a specific words of wisdom. I guess my words of wisdom, if you take a L in life, let it be a lesson. Don't look at it. Don't look at it as a loss. Sometimes, we get excited whenever we feel like maybe we're winning in life, or, in other cases, like when life is really life and really hard.
Yeah.
And you taking the L in life, just look at it as a lesson, because, even at its worst points, there's always a way to like get a smile out of it or make a joke out of it to kind of pick yourself up. Like, life is life. And so if I'm taking 2 L's back to back, it's better I put a third one in the air and get rid of the stress. So, let L's be lessons, not losses. And,
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's my words of wisdom for today on December 3rd. Closing out with holding the number 4 spot in the state. And,
Number 4.
we doing incredible things. And I'm looking forward to 2024.
Big shout out to Jesse Stone, Shell Romale, Jaron, Spicy Ranch. I wouldn't mess up. It's Groove. What's the first part of their band name? Broku?
Oh, Buku Groove?
Buku Groove.
Yeah, Buku Groove.
Yeah, big shout out to all these artists that are going to be a part of us at the Krampus cleanup on the 9th. I'm just trying to emphasize that from last episode. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, because it was like one of those things.
Should have said it right the first time, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like that pickup line. I had left that part out about the joke on the stage about the ghost and stuff. I was going to spin a pitch about my ex or something like that, leaving me in the distance. I like froze up type shit. But anyways, yeah, think we're going to wrap this bit up. Yep. It's your host, Cleve. What it do?
It's Joe. What it do, Gators?
And we out.
Because of the evil you've done.